All right. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Addie. It is February 25th, so that makes it Thursday. And I got a text from Brittany that we need a little bit of help with division. And I'm looking at what you did, Addie. You did a nice job. There was one little mistake that made this one incorrect. So this was the problem you were given, right? zero point 0.5 divided by 7.5. And when I look at your work, you set the problem up like this. You said 7.5, and then so you put a 0.5 out here. Okay. So the only mistake that you made was the setup, and you actually just switched the numbers. So think of it like this. Okay. If we had 20 divided by 4, then we would put 20 inside, and then the 4 is on the outside. Okay, so this, and your teacher may have brought up this vocab, but this right here is called the divid end, and that number right there is called the divisor. So it always goes dividend, and then whatever you're putting everything into groups of, that's the divisor. Okay, so that would be like, okay, I have 20 apples and I'm trying to put them in groups of 4. Okay, now why did this problem seem tricky is because like this is a weird idea to do. Taking zero point 0.5 and dividing it by 7.5, that's going to be a really tiny number, right? And so like if you think of this as money, the more like normal problem to ask here is to say 7.5 divided by zero point 0.5. And then if you think of this in terms of like money, that's $7.50 divided by 50 cents. And you say, okay, well, 50, a dollar, right? $1.50, $2, all the way up. And you end up getting something like actually what you got, right? 15. So you'd say that there were 15 groups of 50 cents in 750. Right? So that would have been like the normal problem, the one that we would think that we would be solving, right? But this was asking the reverse order. So they're actually going to get, we're going to get a really small number here. You did a nice job moving your decimal places. When decimal places move, they move in unison, which means they move together. So if you move one over, then you're going to move one over like that. So our problem really becomes 5 as a divisor and 75, right? But that would be if we were dividing the other way around. So the problem that they gave you is going to be set up like this, right? They said 0.5 divided by 7.5. So we're going to actually put the 0.5 on the inside of this house, and we have 7.5 on the outside. Now, you'll notice that I drew the line really big here because there's going to be some more zeros we have to put into this. So when we move the decimal over 1, we're going to move the decimal over 1. There's a bunch of zeros after that. So I'm going to rewrite this now and say 75 as a divisor. And now I've got 5 point, and I'm just going to do a couple zeros. All right. So we move both decimals. Now we're going to perform the division. So I like just kind of forming a little list with a big divisor like this. And I will say 75, and then that's one group. And I got my calculator here. We're just going to do 75 plus 75, 150. That's another 75, 225. That's 3 groups of 75. So this is how many groups, and that is the total. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple more because we're going to need a few of these. So 300 would be 4 groups of 75, plus another 75 is 375. Only a couple more. I'm going to go like about until we get to the 500s because I need to do, the first one is going to be how many 75s fit in 500. So we're just going to go up to the point where we get 500. So 450, that would be 6 groups, and then one more is 75 for 525 would be 7 groups of 75. Okay, so we can't put 70, we can't find groups of 75 within 50. So we're going to actually key our eyes to the 500. And I'm going to write a decimal place here. And we're just going to be looking for, okay, well, there's a 0 here because I can't make groups of 50. So 0, let's say 0 times 0 minus, we get the 5.00. And now we're really just looking at like 500. So how many times does 500 have 75s in it? Looks like we can get up to 450. So we're going to say 6 there. 6 times 75, 450. And I would subtract 0, take away. We have 5, and the decimal's over here. And you can see we get 500 again, right? So we're going to go again and get a 6. 6 times 75, that's 500 again. Oh, sorry. No, 450. Same thing will happen. Right, so you can kind of see this pattern is going to continue. So because this continues, we're going to have 6, and we would just put a repeating sign over it. So that's how I would do that problem. And just let me know if you want to see a couple more examples. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off.